We begin with the ongoing auto workers strike, with President Biden preparing to walk the picket line today. In what is being billed as a historic show of support for the union, President Biden is scheduled to join workers as they strike against America's big three automakers. It's something no other sitting president has done before, and it comes just one day before the Republican frontrunner, former President Donald Trump, meets with union members too. Now, the union is calling for fair conditions and better wages, but so far there has been no resolution. In fact, late last week, the strike expanded. President Biden says he's throwing his support behind these employees because they sacrificed pensions and paychecks to save the automakers a decade ago.
I think the UAW gave up an incredible amount back when the automobile industry was going under. And I think that now that the industry is roaring back, they should participate in the benefit of that.
NBC News White House correspondent Mike Memoli joins us now. So, Mike, what can we expect from President Biden's visit to Michigan today? Is this just a photo op, or is there more to it?
Well, Joe, you lay it out well. This really is a important, symbolic, and yes, historic moment for President Biden. We have never seen, we've talked to historians as well. They say we've never seen a sitting president do what President Biden will do today, which is join union workers striking on a picket line. And this is an industry that is very important and close to the president's heart, both as vice president and as president. He has spent a significant amount of time trying to revive the U.S. Auto industry. As vice president, you remember in 2008, the fallout of the Great Recession, how Detroit nearly went bankrupt in a literal sense here because of the damage to the auto industry. And so the president making the point yesterday that because we've seen it come roaring back, and in part because of the policies he says he's seen through that have boosted the auto industry and created 235,000 new auto jobs, it's important for workers to benefit from it. Now, there has, of course, been some tension between the president and the union. They seem to at times have rebuffed efforts by the White House to be more engaged. Yesterday at the White House, we pressed Karine Jean-Pierre, the press secretary, about whether the president, by making this appearance today, is siding with workers in every demand that they're making. They say no, that he's not picking sides in this dispute, but it is important for him. This is, remember, a president who has styled himself as the most pro-labor president in U.S. history, supporting efforts by the workers to collectively bargain. And yes, Joe, we can't escape the politics. This is a battleground state. This is a potential rival of his joining workers tomorrow to do just the same. You can see this as almost the first real kickoff of a general election rematch between Biden and Trump.
Yeah, let's emphasize that. Today it's President Biden, tomorrow former President Trump, who's skipping the Republican debate again, instead heading to Michigan. He's going to deliver a primetime speech to auto workers. So the optics aside, why do both men feel it's so important to be there right now? What does this say about the issues that are really on voters' minds as we head into 2024?
Yeah, this is a little bit of defense on the part of President Biden because he did win the union vote in 2020, but not by a landslide. And this is really at the heart of President Biden's reelection campaign, this idea that he is reviving the economy, not just for those at the top, but the middle out and the bottom up, as he likes to say. And so he wants to maintain that rock solid support. And President Trump does sense a potential vulnerability here. He wants to try to separate some of these union workers from the president in a battleground state where the margin was under 100,000 votes. And so this really is an important opportunity over a real key voting demographic for these two men, especially in such a closely divided state.
And that's something Trump has been successful at doing little by little over the past two elections. So, Mike, for President Biden, after traveling to Michigan, he's going to be kicking off a 3-day trip to the Southwest, the West Coast. What's the focus of that trip?
Yes, this is an official event, technically, Joe, but there is a significant campaign dynamic to it. We are in the last week of the month and the last month of the fundraising quarter. And so the president will have 3 fundraisers scheduled while he's in San Francisco as well as Phoenix. He's going to be meeting with his Science and Technology Council in San Francisco that tends to have a discussion, especially these days, about artificial intelligence. But the real centerpiece of this trip is going to be when he travels to Phoenix, visits the McCain Center out there to deliver what the White House is billing as a major speech about threats to democracy, but also bipartisanship. Consider, again, the general election dynamic here. Democracy, the threats to democracy have been real central to the president's message against his predecessor. But he's also going to be talking about bipartisanship at a moment we're heading towards a government shutdown as well.
All right. Mike Memoli kicking us off this hour. Mike, thank you so much.
Thanks for watching. Stay updated about breaking news and top stories on the NBC News app or follow us on social media.